The worlds of elite sport and high finance are colliding like never before. Arsenal Football Club has joined forces with Airwallex and legendary director Spike Lee to change the way you see business. This high-octane project features stars like Thierry Henry, Kai Havertz, and Victor Gyokeres to prove that global finance is just as intense as the action on the pitch.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
But once the cameras stop rolling, the reality of the Premier League title race is hitting home. Critics are asking if the squad under Mikel Arteta has the killer instinct needed to cross the finish line. We are diving into why Arsenal seems to favor careful control over the ruthless aggression required to outplay Manchester City and lift the trophy. It is not just the points on the board that have the league officials watching closely. Arsenal has been hit with a UEFA fine following pyrotechnic incidents during their clash with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, the club faces a tense wait to see if they will be slapped with additional penalties for pre-match music rituals. The pressure is at an all-time high as the Gunners find themselves chasing Manchester City in a familiar late-season collapse. With Erling Haaland and his teammates surging forward, every match now feels like a final. Stay locked in for all the latest updates on this title drama by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel with notifications turned on. Ever wonder what happens when the high-stakes world of international finance meets the raw, unfiltered passion of North London football? It sounds like an odd pairing, but Arsenal and Airwallex have just teamed up to prove that the beautiful game and global business speak the exact same language. They've dropped a brand new 2-minute film titled, "Who Are Ya?" And frankly, it's a masterclass in how to make B2B finance feel cool. Directed by the legendary Spike Lee, who, by the way, is a die-hard Gooner, the film drops us right into a lively matchday pub. It's packed with icons like Thierry Henry, Martin Keown, and current stars like Kai Havertz, all mingling with a cast of actors to pull off something pretty unique. Instead of hitting us with boring corporate jargon, the film leans into the reality of modern fandom. Think about it. Football fans today are obsessed with transfer fees, global scouting networks, and the complex mechanics of the game. That's essentially financial logic in motion, and that's exactly the parallel Airwallex is drawing to showcase how they simplify cross-border payments for businesses. Matt Jennings, the global creative director at Airwallex, nailed it when he said this isn't your typical stuffy corporate ad. It's an authentic conversation with the community. Spike Lee puts it perfectly, noting that fans today track the business of football just as closely as the action on the pitch. This launch is just one piece of a massive puzzle, with the campaign set to run through the 2026 World Cup, proving that Airwallex is serious about locking down that global financial infrastructure space. It's a bold move, but in a world where brands are fighting for relevance, talking to people like they're actually intelligent is a winning strategy. So, do you think this blend of sports culture and fintech is the future of brand storytelling, or are we hitting peak corporate football crossover? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the business side of the things you love. Remember, the real winners aren't just the ones who score the goals, but the ones who know how to move the money behind them. Ever felt like your team is playing with the handbrake on when they should be hitting the gas? That is the exact dilemma Arsenal finds themselves in right now. Goals are like gold coins. The more you have, the wealthier you become, yet Arsenal seems curiously hesitant to chase the jackpot. We have watched them dominate possession with clinical precision, only to slip into a rhythm of caution when they should be going for the jugular. It is a recurring theme. The game is in their hands, but they settle for managing the scoreline instead of blowing the doors off. Compare that to Manchester City. City doesn't just want to win, they want to break you. That ruthless, borderline greedy mindset is what separates a top-4 finisher from a league champion. We saw it in that frustrating loss to City, where a golden opportunity to attack space was squandered by a pass backwards. A ruthless team. They would have sprinted into that gap without a second thought. It is not about throwing their defensive structure out the window. It is about knowing exactly when to stop managing the game and start killing it off. Mentality is the final, hardest mile in a title race. If the Gunners want to lift the trophy, they need to trade in that safe, predictable control for pure, unadulterated aggression. After all, in this league, the difference between glory and disappointment often comes down to just one extra goal. Do you think Arsenal has the killer instinct to push through, or are they too trapped in their own tactical comfort zone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you have a take of your own, reach out to join the conversation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of Arsenal football. Ever wonder how a few seconds of an anthem or a single flare can turn into a headache for a Premier League giant? That is exactly the situation Arsenal finds themselves in right now, as UEFA's disciplinary machine starts churning again. The Gunners have just been slapped with a fine for fireworks being lit in the away end at the Bay Arena during their clash with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, look, I get the passion, but a £1,900 fine for a flare that snuck past stadium security. It feels like we are punishing the club for a failure that arguably lies at the feet of the venue's own gate staff. It's a recurring frustration in European football, where clubs are held responsible for the impossible task of policing thousands of fans. But it doesn't end there. The drama is spilling over into their recent ties with Sporting CP. Sporting got hit with their own penalty for fans throwing objects during the first leg, but the real mystery is what happens next. Both sides are under the microscope for repeat offenses in the second leg, with Sporting potentially facing a double fine. And then there is the weirdest part of this whole saga, the pre-match music. Arsenal played their beloved anthem, the Angel North London Forever, just a little too close to the UEFA Champions League theme. UEFA is notoriously strict about what plays during those final moments before kickoff, and Arsenal is now waiting to see if their little musical rebellion will draw the referee's whistle from the authorities. Sporting pulled the same trick and seemingly walked away scot-free. So the big question is whether UEFA will show consistency or hand Arsenal a harsher sentence for the exact same offense. If you want to see how this bureaucratic tug-of-war plays out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for the latest updates on the Gunners. At the end of the day, it makes you wonder, is European football losing a bit of its soul to the rulebook, or are these fines just the price of doing business in the modern game? Is it déjà vu, or is this just the Arsenal way? Welcome back to the Full 90, where today we have to talk about the heartbreaking reality of North London's finest. For the better part of this season, Arsenal sat atop the Premier League for over 200 days, looking every bit like champions. But once again, when the pressure reached a boiling point, the wheels have come off. It's becoming a cyclical nightmare for Gunners fans, a trend of being brilliant for months, only to shrink when the trophy is within reach. Look no further than last Sunday's massive showdown against Manchester City. This was the defining moment of the campaign, and what did we see? City showed the cold, calculated ruthlessness that wins leagues. Rayan Cherki's opener was sheer magic, and even after Kai Havertz leveled it, Arsenal just couldn't find that final gear. They hit the post, they pushed, but they lacked that lethal edge. Meanwhile, Erling Haaland. He didn't just play, he bullied his way to a winner. That wasn't just a loss on the scoreboard. It was a psychological gut punch that signaled a total shift in momentum. Now the table has flipped. City has surged into first place, and suddenly the destiny of the title is no longer in Arsenal's hands. With only 5 games left, the Gunners are officially the hunters, relying on a City collapse that looks increasingly unlikely. It's a painful spot to be in, and honestly, the body language of the players at the final whistle said it all. The realization that fatigue and fragility have arrived at the absolute worst time. If Arsenal finishes this season empty-handed, they aren't just looking at a missed opportunity. They're looking at a reputation that is hardening into concrete. Can they turn this around, or will they forever be remembered as the team that was just close enough to dream but never quite good enough to crown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is it time for a total shake-up, or is the process still alive? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the beautiful game. Remember, in football, talent makes you a contender, but it's the nerve in the final minute that makes you a champion.